CFR meetings, Zbigniew Brzezinski fears the global awakening is the headline. The video's up on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. Paul Watson's got a story he's writing that'll be out in the next 30 minutes to an hour. Very important to get this out to everyone. This is one of the top globalist tacticians. He is at the highest levels of the global government system. They control the world financial system. They control the biggest military power on earth. But they do not control our minds. And for the first time, there is a massive worldwide awakening. Now, he starts slow, and it's all couched in globalist lingo, but then he cuts to the chase with global government and basically explains it's a problem for them. And he basically states, that the U.S. has the best weapons, but we're checkmated by Russia. And he goes on to say the UN is only a debating society, that we can only push initiatives through when we have almost total agreement. And he then discusses the UN Security Council and how it has the real power. And then he says, our global government is not complete and that they're basically losing ground every day. And the danger is they're going to launch a World War III type operation. That's their number one ace in the hole against Iran. That's going to the front burner right now. They are going to stage terror attacks worldwide to blame on domestic groups that are anti-globalist, part of the worldwide revolt against the banking system, against the private corporate government. It's simple. The New World Order is a global corporate takeover of governments. It is government by corrupt, piratical corporations. That's all it is. And they also want to set up their world government because their ideology is that they want to carry out eugenics, population reduction. For the New World Order, global government is only the beginning, as we cover in my film, Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. That is such important viewing. It is essential viewing for everyone. Yes, you, the listener out there, have seen it or read about it or have seen the documents, but has your neighbor? What is stopping you from warning your neighbors, to putting it on Access TV? Getting all the films out to everyone. They are the most effective tool we've got. How many times do you open the phones up and police are calling in where their entire department is awake now to the New World Order because of our films, Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, Invisible Empire? How many times do you hear military people call in or contractors in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in other bases, in Japan, talking about one of my films being left in the recreation area or the coffee room, or the mess hall, and then they pick it up, they watch it, and they make copies, and then they wake up their unit. We are unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. All the fancy teleprompters, all the $3,000 suits and $500 ties, all of the fancy backgrounds and American flags the globalists like to give speeches in front of to give them the image of authority and gravitas and power. It's a fraud. They have to keep reapplying their lies, reapplying their propaganda. And they made a big miscalculation in the last 20 years as the alternative media rose through films and newsletters and books and pamphlets before the internet really got big in the last decade. And then that just supercharged it. We were there laying out exactly what was going to happen because we had their public plans. This stuff was public. They were so arrogant, they didn't hide RAND Corporation and Council on Foreign Relations and UN and Club of Rome programs. They didn't hide congressional hearings about the world government and how they were going to set it up. They thought you were so drunk on beer and entertainment and football that you weren't paying attention. And so we had their exact blueprint. We laid out exactly what they were going to do, how they would trigger the police state takeover with terror attacks they staged, how they would bring in a global carbon tax to shut down industry by design with their, quote, saying they were going to do it. We would talk about it. They would call us liars. The public found out they were the liars, and they've lost all credibility. And now we're to the next phase, telling the public, okay, you like what NAFTA and GATT and globalization and these trillions of dollars of taxes to give these bankers trillions of dollars to expand their global takeover? Do you like this? Do you think this is a good future? Do you like what's happened so far? You better choose a side. It isn't enough to be anti-New World Order in your mind. You've got to go out and wake others up. You've got to take action. You've got to put your awakening into action to awaken others and take action against the New World Order. And A lot of people never take action because they want to formulate a big plan, or they want their presentation to be perfect, or they have endless planning meetings locally and they never agree on what they're going to do. Just get it done, okay? Let me tell you, you just take the hill, ladies and gentlemen. You put one foot in front of the other, and you commit that we're going to take down the New World Order. That's it. And as you take action, you'll get better and better. You'll become a better speaker. You'll become more authoritative. You'll learn more. You'll become more dynamic. Why don't you start with a one-page flyer with whatever simple message you want about the New World Order with websites on it, and post those on telephone poles all over town. You'll reach thousands of people right there. Why don't you start an access TV show? Why don't you call into talk radio every day? Not my show, but controlled left, controlled right, New World Order paradigm programs. We are the majority. Show it. Start activating. Ever been walking through the woods in the spring or the fall when the glowworms are out mating, and you just see the forest path completely glowing blue? Each little worm by itself, you can barely even see its gleam. But you see thousands of worms on the path. The path is glowing. Well, we're a lot bigger and more important and more articulate than a glowworm. You ever seen swarms of fireflies? Oh, their lights are small. But when there's hundreds of them, it just lights up the night, lights up the glade, lights up the meadow. And that little light in the darkness stands out so bright, so bright. That's how we're going to beat these people, using their communist slogan against them: many hands make light work. Do not screw around. Engage, 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 engage. You know, when I pushed Ron Paul privately, and I wasn't trying to brag, he later came on air and said, half our early support came from your show. Thanks for getting us off the launching pad. Same thing with Rand. He's thanked us here on air. And Ron Paul didn't want to run because he knew he'd probably lose, then people would become disillusioned. But I said on air, as we pushed, as we told people to call him and tell him to run, I said he's going to run and he's probably going to lose, but he's going to be able to inject real conservatism into the debate. He is going to help build our movement. And so the $15 million or whatever it was that we, the people, gave him in record contributions, record amount of contributions, because not just a record amount, biggest ever day, 6+ million in one day. Nobody's ever broken that. But also it was that they were small donations, what on average about $50. It depended which money bomb it was, but I saw numbers of $25, $51. The point is it was record donations, and that also broke the record for them being small. And that was an investment, and then he lost, and people came out, and they had COINTELPRO, we've identified, criticizing him, telling lies about him, saying he didn't run a good campaign when he almost killed himself and is working so hard, broke his back. His wife had a frickin' heart attack over the whole thing, working her butt off, flying all over the country with him. And they tried to discredit him, but it didn't matter, because now the #1 movement on the college campuses was the Patriot movement. It wasn't liberal or fake conservative. It wasn't establishment flavors of purple, grape and cherry Kool-Aid. It wasn't Kool-Aid, folks. It was good, nutritive, healthy, fresh-squeezed orange juice to revive the republic from the scurvy we've got. We're dying because we've been fed Kool-Aid. We're living off New World Order Kool-Aid. Our teeth are falling out. We need vitamin C. We need vitamin D. We need minerals. We need the Bill of Rights. We need good quality people, and we've got them. And so the movement expanded and grew, so that now that the New World Order is engaged in their banking takeover that he talked about 3 years ago, everybody remembers he told the truth. He warned the people, and so now his credibility shot up to no member of Congress has a higher approval rating, according to the Houston Chronicle, in a national poll. It's over 80%. His climbs the longer he's in office, not drops the longer, like every other establishment candidate. And now Rand, we need to pray for him that they don't blow up an airplane or kill him or play a dirty trick on him. But they realize, and I saw defeat in Karl Rove's eyes 2 days ago when he was on Fox talking about Rand Paul. When he said he's probably going to win, nothing can stop these people, and he looked upset and was basically stuttering around. They understand there's nothing they can do. If you keep taking action, there's nothing they can do. If they try to set off a nuke now, folks, I mean, it's so much in the popular culture. Even the show Jericho was about a private contractor group in Black Ops staging nuke attacks to bring in martial law. Almost all the troops I talk to are fully aware of false flag now. They're not stupid. They already know Cheney got caught trying to steal 2 cruise missiles out of the Dakotas up there at Minot. That was on record. Look, Admiral Fox Fallon wouldn't launch an attack on Iran 3 years ago and stepped down over it, saying it could cause World War III.